Let's talk about the biggest spiritual hoax. And you may be doing this right now. That's what we're going to discuss and talk about today. Now, whenever we go through a spiritual awakening, which many of you are right now. So what is a spiritual awakening? A spiritual awakening is basically an acknowledgement to tune into who you are. It's like your default program. It's like the universe talking to you and saying, hey, this is why you're here. When you're in a spiritual awakening, you start to see things different. You kind of start to see truth, and it always comes with layers. And going through a spiritual awakening, it has a lot of emotional baggage with it. So some of you may experience depression, insomnia, you may lose friends and all that stuff. It's just a part of the process, because once you're elevating, it's like you're cleansing or you're recalibrating yourself. You are going to lose people along the way. When I mean lose people, you're going to lose like friendship and things like that, because you are moving away from that different vibration. We have to remember, right, that we live in a vibrational universe, right? You yourself are an electromagnetic being. You're constantly communicating with electromagnetic frequency waves, and so is everyone else around you. Everybody does that. And we talk to each other non-verbally, mainly subconsciously. So whenever someone's on a different level, they'll vibrate towards each other. When someone's not on a level, they'll vibrate away. This is why you notice when you meet people, you click. Certain people you don't click. That's just a small example. But one of the biggest spiritual hoax has to do with karmic ties. Okay? We'll talk about the karmic ties and what people call soul contracts and twin flames. I'll touch on twin flames, but there's one particular, and it's the karmic ties. And everyone knows what karma is. But I can make an argument, and I'm going to show you through the natural laws of quantum mechanics, which govern everything from the non-physical into the physical, because we can now peer into the non-physical through instruments such as electron microscopes, spectrographs, and all these things. So we can see all the different forms of the universal creative force of matter, stuff that make us up, and even different forms of reality that we aren't able to see, because as you should know right now, you're only able to see about 1% of nature of reality. 99% is missing. But let's talk about karmic ties. So here's the greatest hoax about karmic ties. It says in a lot of spiritual teachings and everything of that sort, it says that if you're here because you didn't complete some sort of mission or purpose. Okay? So for example, and I get this a lot, questions a lot of individuals ask me, and this is really detrimental to your success, because people actually believe this stuff. So people come to me, they say, so Mark, I'm having money blocks. I seem like I can't manifest money. Is it because in my past life I was bad with money or did something with money? Now I'm back here to learn to do something with money. That's why I can't manifest money. Mark, I can't manifest love. Is it because in my past life I did something wrong, so I'm back here to learn a lesson, to do this? Hey Mark, maybe I'm not being successful. It's because in my past life I did, so they sent me back, so I have to do this, I have to learn this lesson and all that stuff, right? Now, I want to show you how detrimental that is to you. Because if you believe that, it's game over. Because now you have this belief in your head that, oh, my life can't do any better anyway. I mean, it's just how it is. My past life, I was this, and that's why I can't struggle. That's why I'm not good with money. So you don't even make attempts. You don't even focus to get it. You accept your fate. And that is very bad, because you don't have motivation. It's a belief. That is one of the greatest hoax. So guys, it doesn't work like that. There is no such as karmic ties. Oh, if I did something bad in my past life, I'm going to come back and do this. Let me show you how karma really works. Karma only affects this reality where you're at right now. Karma cannot affect the past, your past lives or anything. Now, I believe past lives are a tangible thing, and they happen because of our infinite universes and our energy. I know past lives, but you do not come back here to learn some lesson that you messed up in the past life. You chose to come back here because of an experience, not because you did something wrong and you've got to come back to learn it. And that's why, well, Mark, look at all these people coming into my life. Maybe the universe is trying to teach me a lesson through my karmic ties. No. So karma basically, guys, is cause and effect. So in this lifetime you're at, this is where it only applies. I'm going to show you how this makes no sense. I'm going to do the physics of how things work. So karma means if I do something right now, it's going to affect me somewhere down the line. Okay? Not in my past life. It's right now. So if I do something good, I'm going to get good. If I do something that seemed bad, it's going to come back to me some way, some form. It might not come back now. It may come back tomorrow. It may take years, but it's going to come back because it's a natural law as a cause and effect. Everything has to have a cause and it has an effect. That's basically what karma is, and it only applies in this life. So if you're someone who's struggling with money and all this stuff, and this person and not toxic people in the universe, no, none of that is actually correct. You're just doing it to yourself because you have accepted a subconscious belief from a spiritual teaching that a lot of spiritual teachers have been teaching and information like that, which doesn't work. And let me show you why it doesn't work. Let's go into the laws of the universe and how it works. So first of all, in order for you to have karmic ties, you cannot have free will. I repeat that. In order for you to have karmic ties, you can't have free will, because it's saying that I've done this before, so I'm back here, so I have no choice to change. It's just I have to go through the motion, and I have to relive this, and I have to learn a better way. So it literally takes your free will off the table. Now, you do have a semblance of free will here, because you have the ability to decide how to go to your purpose and do it. So that was free will. That's the free will I'm talking about. You have that. But in karma, you actually have no free will, because it said everything was already predestined, right? Show you how incorrect that is. Now, let's talk about the science of how this stuff works. So let's analyze how human beings are created. Everything is created. Everything is composed of a particle called an electron. Electron, and then you have what's called a Higgs boson. The Higgs boson is what gives all the particles their mass. The mass is what creates all the things you see in the universe. So particles have atoms, protons, electrons, and the Higgs boson, a God particle. So the Higgs boson gives the electron its mass, and the electron is what everything is made of. So you and I are made of electrons. If there weren't electrons, none of this would exist. Now, electrons, what they do is they actually, the particles are always bouncing in and out of reality. So an electron, it can bounce in and it pops in. The interesting thing about an electron now, no one can tell when the electron disappears where it's going to appear. That shows you have the free will. So the karmic tie thing says that it's already predestined. So we just shot that one down. Because if that was the case, that means that wherever the electron disappears, wherever it appears, I can tell the specific location, then I have no free will. But no one can tell where the electron goes. Don't even know where it goes when it pops in. So what physicists do, they have what they call a probability of existence. So they can say, well, the electron might be over here or over there. And that's where you have all possible outcomes. See that? Call that superposition, where it's in all possible outcome. So how can you have karmic ties? How can you have something that's predestined if there is, right? There is no predestination. There's a semblance of free will. Now let's move to the other part of it. Now we understand that the universe is infinite. So that means in your past life, you've already done all these possibilities of everything you ever desire. So you're not going to come back to this life and do that thing again. There's no need to do it because you've done it in so many past lives. It means you've experienced all different points of reality. So the only thing that matters in this timeline or this reality is an experience. You all came here to experience something. See that? So people say, oh man, Mark, that's a soul contract. I did, this person is, we messed that up, or da. Soul contracts don't work like that. The way soul contracts work, it's two individual or two souls, maybe from a past life, they they decide to say, hey, when we come back, we'll do this. And soul contracts will always be something towards teaching or helping you to master something. Okay, that's soul contract. But when it comes to karmic ties, or you feel like something is holding you, or you're being punished and all that stuff, it doesn't exist. You're only punishing yourself if you believe that stuff. So if you're someone that believes in, man, it's a karmic tie, that's why I'm bad with money. No, it's not a karmic tie. It's a subconscious tie. It's your subconscious mind propagating that thing. And this is, this is what propagates this hoax, because when their subconscious mind is doing it to them, so they believe the hoax is true. So they say, oh yeah, man, it's true then. Because look, I'm just not good with money. I'm just meeting all these wrong, negative people. It's my karmic tie, man. In my past life, I think I was like very abusive. I didn't know how to love, so I'm coming back to learn to love and all that stuff. None of that is true, my friends. In this reality right now, you have the free will available to you to choose whatever direction you want to go to. It has nothing to do with your past life. Your past lives are infinite. And because you're an infinite being, if whatever you're doing right now is what you chose to do as an experience. So if you're here, if you're experiencing issues with money, love, or finances, it's your own belief. It has nothing to do with the past. But none of that stuff is your subconscious mind. So that's one of the biggest spiritual hoax you have to debunk, and I just showed you how it works. So karma is only now. So you never have to worry about, man, the reason why this bad luck or stuff happening to me is because of my karmic tie, my ancestor ties, or something that happened in my past with my ancestors and all that stuff. No, it's just happening because of your perception and what you believe about it. Your belief propagates a reality, guys. It's your subconscious mind doing it stuff. So when someone can understand the freedom they have, then they can eradicate that. And let me go back again, because this is so important. And I want to show you this. Remember, guys, the electron, it's popping in and out of reality. The only way this karmic tie thing can be true is if you know exactly where the electron is going to appear. Then I'll say, game over, you're right. There is karmic ties. No one knows that. So because you can't tell where the electron is going to appear, that's free will. So you have the ability to go where nothing is predestined or scripted like that when it comes to karmic ties. Now, your overall destiny or purpose is what we call predetermined, but not in the way you see the particles. In other words, when you came here, you decided what type of experience you were going to do. That's the only part of it. Now, the free will, you have the free will in that aspect is the direction you take to do it. See, so it doesn't violate the laws of physics, see, with the particles appear and disappear, because you still have the ability to choose to go here or there, but your overall purpose, you will meet it or you will do it. And every soul's purpose, right? When you come here, every soul's purpose is to heighten the collective subconscious or the consciousness. Your purpose is always to do something that will elevate a higher vibration. So what is higher vibration? Your purpose is always something good. Your purpose is not to learn a lesson in something bad. Your purpose is something good. What makes you happy? How can you improve your life? How can you be of service to others? That's your purpose. So that's one of the biggest spiritual hoax I want you to turn away. So there's no such thing as karmic ties. Nothing in your ancestors are holding you back. None of that stuff is happening, because now I just proved it to you and I showed you through the laws of physics. And remember, everything comes to us from the invisible, which is the immaterial, to the visible. And that's where quantum physics peers into that. And remember, if there's no electron, there can be no universe. That's it.